I'm Tony. I'm a therapist at Harper Therapy, and I am here with our wonderful intern.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
And today we are going to talk about one of the girl groups that Jamie is going to be running in March, around March 17th, right?
Yes, from 1 to 5, St. Patty's Day.
Yes, and it is primarily for teen girls.
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit, what are you going to teach the girls about?
Yeah, so it's a group for teen girls. We're going to keep it small and intimate. It's called Braving the Wilderness, and it's about just braving the wilderness of our current culture, social media, developing friendships, dealing with COVID, being isolated, feeling isolated. And we want to build authentic connections and give them the tools to help them understand, what is trust. So that's one of the things we're going to be talking about, and we're going to use a marble jar to help them understand what trust is, because it's very interesting. Brene Brown is a social worker who does a lot of research, and we're using some of her materials. And her daughter had an incident at school that was very upsetting, and she came home crying and had lost trust in some of the girls, and she likened trust to a marble jar. And so the teacher, for good behaviors, would put marbles in the jar, and for poor behaviors, remove them. But her daughter said that building trust was a lot like putting marbles in a jar. And it wasn't big events. It was like small acts of consideration and thoughtfulness that built that trust and authentic connection.
Well, I think I remember there's maybe her podcast she was explaining with her daughter. One of the small things that built it was that one of her friends asked how her grandmother was doing, I think. And that's how, when Brene asked her daughter, like, hey, how do you know this person is so trustworthy? And she said, well, she remembered to ask about my grandma, and that was a big deal to her daughter. So I think that's great to be able to recognize that it's not always that big thing, or I know a lot of times it's buying something, or like kids will material things. It's the little stuff that you don't even recognize.
Yeah, it had me thinking, like, what are my marble jar? Like, do I have a marble jar friends? And what did those look like? And I know I have one dear friend, but she just checks in on me spontaneously, especially when she knows I have something new happening in my life or something hurtful has happened recently. She's just very good about that, and she just has filled that jar full of marbles just with those little considerations. And
so those marbles are teaching about authenticity and trust and how to count on those friendships.
Yeah, well, to discern
what
is a marble jar friend if you have them, and then how to be one, because we want to build those authentic relationships and reciprocate. And sometimes you build relationships by leading in the behaviors that you would like reciprocated.
So perfect. Okay. Yeah. So the name of the group is
Braving the Wilderness Teens Girls Group, and we would like to develop it into possibly doing weekly meetings. We want these girls to really develop friendships, but we want to kick it off with a workshop and do some fun things. We're going to be making friendship bracelets. We're going to be talking about how to trust people, how to build connections, and what our values are. We're going to go really deep with these girls and hopefully build those relationships, and then we'd love to see it continue from there.
Well, wonderful. Okay, and so that's March 17th from 1 to 5. If you have any questions, please give us a call at Harper Therapy at 813-434-3639. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.